So I realised the video inside kind of, oh, it's a bit smudgy. You see me? Yeah, you see me later. Isn't that a movie? So when my daughter had her friend over, we grabbed harvested some horse chestnuts, which I've got inside, and I've been meaning to roast and make into some nut butter. Since learning more about sweet chestnuts, I just thought I'd do some little tips. So let me see if I can't spread it around. So these little husks that you've got on the ground, I can't remember what they're called actually, but basically they're really prickly and they look like a hedgehog, and that's how you tell them apart, because the young girl had said, oh, I thought they were conkers, and I said, conkers are wonderful and great to make soap out of, but they're not great for eating. So they're not meant for eating. They are round, smooth, with pricks, almost like a virus, that you look like the virus bit, this bit sticking out. Whereas the sweet chestnuts are like this. They've got these. I've taken my gloves off now, so I have to be careful. They've got these prickly. They look like little hedgehogs, and obviously hedgehogs we were talking about last night in the goddess group. So I've harvested a load. I've got a huge bag full. Been out here after this morning. I thought, it's damp, it was raining, and I just felt real desire after seeing this video, thinking I want to get those done. I looked at that little brown paper bag one that I had, and I thought, I've got loads in the garden, they're just going to go to waste. Might as well make some chestnut flour, or at least have a go, hey? So I'll keep you updated on how that goes. I have got almost, let me see if I can get some nice big bag full in there, which will need processing, washing, and then we'll take out any that got little holes that insects have got to. I've been trying to do that as I've gone through, and I've spent the morning out here, and actually it's been really lovely. I'm trying to not step on this beautiful circle of mushrooms. Sitting there while I was harvesting them, there was a beautiful robin, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with it's certainly in our family, if a robin lands on your stuff, it normally was an indication that someone in the family would be passing. However, it wasn't on my stuff, it was on my neighbours, and I don't think anyone's passing in their line. So he came to visit, and the other thing is that they are reminding us of loved ones. So I thought I would share, because this is obviously the time when we will be remembering loved ones for Samhain, Halloween, Day of the Dead, whatever you celebrate. And I wanted there's a lovely one there, look. That one's been knocked over. Here's some mushrooms on the earth. There's some really big, nice ones. I don't know enough about them to harvest them. Hey, baby. Yo. I'll be in a minute, love. Look at the beautiful Japanese maple. I love the colour that one goes. Beautiful this time of year. With my harmony. I'll be in a minute. I started harvesting some sticks in the late summer. Just try not to make sure I don't step on the mushrooms, so that I could start to try and sort out the fence out there. I'll keep you updated in how I do that. I'm not a gardener, really. I just follow what my gut says. And as I said, this morning I woke up and that felt like an urgent sense of, I need to get out there and process some chestnuts. So have a go. Have you got a horse chestnut tree in your garden? Are you worried about there come the squirrels. I've knocked out all of the smaller ones, so there's loads there. They'll be busy later. They're busy. They love our garden anyway. And I had that beautiful, lovely, he was sitting there and he was singing, the robin, and I thought, yeah, reminding me of Mum. And last night, a friend who passed when he was very young, a friend of ours that I know, and sometimes I can feel his energy, and his energy was present in our meditation last night. Excuse me, sorry. So yeah, that was like a blessing of loved ones reminding me to remind you. They're saying hello, they're saying we're here, and reminding us to take time to remember those that we've lost at this time, which can be quite a sad time. And the other thing I want to remind you about this time of year, keep your neck and your back covered. That'll help with your immune system. We have something called the wind mansion here, and head. I had a hood up earlier because it was raining, wrapped up in my rain mac. And actually just being out here, listening to the soft rain, you can still sort of hear it. It's very slightly raindrops going, really fine rain. Just listen for a minute. Yeah, I can hear the aeroplane. I can hear that crackling of the raindrops hitting the leaves. I could hear the birds. They were watching me, and the beautiful robin singing. And just a reminder for you, for me, for all of us, those people that have transitioned, they're not gone. Time is not linear, although we experience in a linear fashion. And stepping into that, and I looked down, see this beautiful ring of mushrooms, remembered what I was saying about our sacred space is that which we create, and the channeling that came through in solstice, and now we're the other side of the wheel, if you like, and autumn, Samhain, just reminding of all of this. And the more I went through this, I just thought, there's thousands of this, there's such an abundance here, and how amazing that the microbes, they're ring under the ground working. All of these will decay and go into the ground and replenish, create new nutrient microbe soil. And I planted some stuff for spring that won't come up to the spring, some bulbs in the ground there, some little strawberries I've got going on, and little bits there, and feeling, yeah, it's tiny little things, but it is in abundance if you look. And there's so much scarcity at the moment where things are falling away. It's easy to get caught up in that sadness or be triggered by that. This season, it can be tempered, like with our anger, a loss. The card I pulled a card for the girls last night when we were in our group, and girls and men, and the wasp come up, and it's about the poisons, the toxins and stuff that's going on. So it feels so lovely to come out here in the garden and go, right, actually, I know I shouldn't be eating like processed bread, and I'm trying not to eat grains. So let's try out some nut flour that I can have that's also high in protein, and see how my body fares with that. And I felt like that was a calling for me this morning. That was yes, there's a remembered and a reminder that our resilience of when we look around, you may not see it. I mean, even I have a shed there that's full of artwork that I've created that I'm going to be taking to a craft show to sell my wares, as you say, the people to purchase. But I'm letting go of that. I've held on to it when I created it. I put a lot of energy into it, and now I feel like it's time to let go. And there might be things in your life you're letting go of, allowing yourself to let go, and letting go of the concepts that the traditional ways of doing things that there are around. If you start to have this wisdom, today's Wednesday, so I thought it would be nice to share this process that I felt really called to do. So what do you have in your garden? Have a look, go investigate, go look up. I know we use the internet for stuff, but actually having physical books and reference books that that you can look up, and you've got that information, and learn to study with people that are in the know, that have that wisdom. And there was an article apparently in I can't remember which one of the mainstream newspapers that was saying it's really bad going and foraging. And I understand that there are dangers, that you shouldn't be just going and eating anything, and you certainly shouldn't be going off and trampling off and taking everything. And that's one of the things about foraging, is that that's the rules. There's certain unspoken rules about that you always leave enough for nature, and there is plenty, that you honour and respect nature when you're out. You never ever take anything if you're not certain, and there's more than one identifier. Even if you think, yeah, that I think it's that, then it's a no. You have to be 100% and know what you're doing. So most people would never advise you to take stuff if you don't, and that would be mine. And even then, it takes practice of going out, searching, identifying, and not taking everything, leaving it, and starting to, the more you start to become familiar, it's like anything, it becomes muscle memory, and stick to things that are not going to give you upset stomachs, or obviously, or more severe. So if you are wanting to know, and horse chestnuts are pretty easy one to decipher. The only one that you could perhaps get them muddled up with when they're out is conker, but there is a distinct difference. So conkers, their round kind of light brown bit at the top is smooth, whereas the horse chestnuts has this little peak. So let me see if I can find one. I haven't got any conkers. Obviously, it's a bit of a muddy one, but you see that little bit that sticks up? They have that, and obviously their shells, so if you're taking them out of the shells, they are in these, I haven't got my gloves on, so as I said earlier, in these prickly, hedgehoggy things. That's the distincting factor between the two. Whereas the conkers, rather than the sweet chestnuts, the horse chestnuts, the round bit it's smooth with pointy bits sticking out, but not thousands of them like the hedgehog. You can see the smooth bits, and inside the nut itself is circular, and it doesn't have that pointy up bit that you get with the sweet chestnuts. So I hope that helps you. I'm certainly excited to try it out. I'll do a separate little post for how it comes out, and yeah, look around you, and even if you're not going with the intention to eat, just to being aware of nature and the beautiful colours. Even with the soft rain this morning, it was lovely being out here in the birds. It can be part of the meditation, and I'm going to start doing. A few years back in 2020, I was advertising on Eventbrite. I was people to come for mindful walks with me, and maybe do some little drawing and some paintings, the crafting, and do some forest bathing. So if that interests you, let me know in the comments, and I'll do a bit of a workshop in the area, so you can kind of showing you identifying things and where we can get connected. Because you'll see on the high speed thing where I'm going around and I'm actually picking up the horse chestnuts and processing them, that I'm bending, I'm doing my qigong as I'm doing it, and I got my back burning. Actually got, like we do in qigong, we stimulate and we emulate a lot of the things that nature would do, and you would do, and doing these things and processes that we don't get to do in the modern world when we're sitting on computers and such and desks, then we're not getting and stretching and bending. So yeah, you might feel it a little bit. It certainly isn't for the faint-hearted, because there's lots of bending down in the processes, and I'm sure there's places you can go where people do that locally and that you can get stuff from. But anyway, happy Wellness Wednesday and Wellbeing Wisdom. So that's my top tips for today. I'm going to get out. I've been out in nature, made the most of it despite the rain, which was really heavy earlier, and invite you to take a moment to observe the decay, the shifts, the change, and the time for letting go, and however that can be for you. For me, it's more of a sacred connection of being at one with nature and being grateful for this beautiful abundance that we have in this world and honouring it and focusing my awareness on that. It's not that I'm ignoring all the horrible stuff that's going on. I'm choosing to reframe and to honour that that's going on, that which is going on in our world, by walking a different lifestyle, by walking a different path and getting back to what's truly important and remembering and hopefully sharing some wisdom. And the more you do it, the more you connect, the more you realise that wisdom, that knowledge, it comes from you. Maybe it's from grandma telling you about stuff, from mum telling you. You should walk, oh, there's another one there. Jeez, mushrooms. I wonder what that one is. But knowledge is a blessing. Knowing can be very powerful because it gives you opportunities. And I mean, just sitting like this in this pose, being down near the ground, was so grounding for my nervous system as well. So have a go. Let me know if you do. Let me know if you do this regularly. Are you an expert? If you know what these mushrooms are, if you're aware, if you are, this one's almost like a belly bun at the top, but a bit squished, like a squished bun. One's completely knocked over. And then you've got these here. Lovely one. But have a beautiful day today, whether it's Wednesday or whatever day of the week it is. Thank you for your time and for listening. Let me know in the comments if this information is something that you find helpful and you'd like to hear more.